What's up guys, it's time for another PC build. Now this build isn't like my normal gaming builds, because this build is aimed around the people who want to get work done. And by that I mean those people who want to get their light jobs done, PowerPoints, Word documents, and Excel spreadsheets. Aside from that, this thing can also do some web browsing. Check your emails, your Facebook, or watch a video on YouTube. Now I know this thing isn't really aimed at gaming, but come on, this thing costs around $200. You can't really game on that kind of price point. Nonetheless, like I said, it can do some light things done, so let's get started. For the CPU or APU, we're going with the A4 3300 from AMD. Now this thing has dual core design clocked at 2.5 GHz. Now the reason why I went with this processor because it has a decent enough clock speed and it has onboard video, so you don't need a dedicated GPU. Now the reason I didn't went with a processor without a GPU and a motherboard with an onboard GPU is, come on guys, get something decent for yourself. Grab an AMD A4. Got decent clock speed and it's got decent graphics built in. So yeah, get something decent. It's not that great, but come on, it's $200. Can't really spend much. And even though this thing has a GPU built in, still very affordable, coming at $40. Now for the motherboard, we're going with the MSI A55MP33. Now this board is MicroATX design and has a FM1 CPU socket. Now I know this thing doesn't have USB 3 or SATA 3, but who plans on putting an SSD in this price point? I mean, come on, get real guys. You're better off spending that money on the CPU or the GPU. And come on, you don't need lightning fast storage to save your documents. A hard drive will do. And this board only cost $30. For the memory, we're going with 2 GB of DDR3 1333 MHz Patriot RAM. Now I know 2 GB isn't a lot, but come on, it's enough for your daily tasks. And that for only $30. For the storage, we're going with the Western Digital Caviar Blue drive. Now this drive, we're going with a little bit smaller on the capacity, coming at 320 gigs. But it is enough for your OS and a few programs, so it'll do you good for a few years if you're just using it as a text editor or a web browsing machine. It can definitely handle it. And all that for $40. For the PSU, we're going with the Athena Power 300 watt ATX power supply. Now I know that the system doesn't go near 200 watts, let alone 300 watts, but wouldn't really recommend going with a below 300 watts on a system build, because future proofing for future upgrades if you do wish to do so. And I don't really trust this power supply too much, don't know the brand that well, so yeah. And that for around $20. For the case, we're going with the Rosewill FBM-01 Micro ATX Mini Tower case. Now I know this case doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, but you don't have USB 3, you don't have SATA 3, you might as well just pick up a cheap case. But even though this case is a bit cheap, it can still do the job pretty good, coming in around $30. And that is it guys. A very budgeted computer aimed at doing word processing, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints, light web browsing, and all that kind of light stuff. Thanks for watching guys. And if you just want to bump your system a little bit, I have a video on that on my channel. Come check it out. And if you want a computer that can do editing, I also have a video with that. Come check it out on my channel. And if you want to really go overboard with your budget, $1,200 PC designed to dominate your LAN parties, also on my channel. Go check it out guys. Peace out.